Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show on a normal Monday where we're wearing normal clothing.
It's chilly in here.
It's actually not today.
So, well, will you go along with the bit?
Oh, yeah.
It's chilly in here. So I decided to wear a coat for the pre-show. As promised on Tap and Step, I said that if the mighty Coppell Cowboys defeated the Louisville Fighting Farmers, that I would wear my leather jacket on the show. And here I am. I'm a man of my word.
There's a lot to break down here because I just realized something. Why is do you not have your last name on the back of it?
No, got it on the front.
Was that an option? Oh, Coppell's on the back. Was everybody's like that, or did you make that choice?
But what a good question. It has been a minute. It was 2004 when I last wore this, as you can probably tell. It's been, and by the way, I get people asking me, they're like, "You were an offensive lineman?" It's like, yes, this is too big of a coat. This is what's the opposite of fat guy in a little coat? It's the other side of that. But I was number 65, as you can see. Anyway. I went with the name here and not on the back, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because we did first name and then last name across the back. Like mine says Pickle across the back.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. Even then, nobody was calling me Greg. So if it just said Greg right here, that would be weird. Be like, who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that? So, I don't know. I was young. I don't remember the last time I wore this. I had to take it out of a closet.
You also only got your football patch on.
Oh, yeah. What else was I going to letter in?
Well, I don't know.
What else was I? First of all, I went to a 5A, now 6A school.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I barely lettered in football.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I could have done, I don't know. I did like academic stuff, but I think that would have been profoundly lame.
A lot of people get academic stuff on their letter
I mean
jacket.
to have football and academic stuff on there. At that point, I'm just trying to play both sides at that point, and that's not cool. I got to pick one or the other. That's my thought.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also don't know if there was like can you get? I didn't know. I honestly don't know if you get in at Coppell at a big school like that, if you could have gotten a letter in like theater. I bet you could.
Yeah.
I bet you could.
Usually in that realm, what it is if you make it to your senior year and you haven't like actually lettered in something yet, then they'll give you your letter jacket based off of like a club or an event that you're in. Now, that being said, if you go and you do like one act play or something like that and y'all place in a regional meet or something, you can get it for that. Like I know my brother had an academic one because he
should have gotten a headline right.
Plays. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like most of the time it says
what
UIL
kind of
academics.
Patch would it a headline writing patch.
It's usually
that would be lame.
It was like the UIL, like the little genie lamp looking thing is what it usually was.
This is warm. I'm not gonna wear this whole show. I'm just gonna wear it for the pre-show.
No, you have to wear it the whole show.
I'm
You
not
said
wearing it
yes,
for the whole
absolutely. I had to wear mine the whole show.
I did not say I was gonna wear it for the whole show.
You're wearing it. You gotta wear it the whole show. The free show is free. Wait, the pre-show is free. I guess it's all free. Regardless, you gotta wear it the whole time. Man of your word.
I don't know about that. This thing's really hot.
Well, that's what you get.
This thing is really hot. I also just didn't wear this a ton when I was in high school. I remember not wearing it a ton.
I see, and that's it. You got yours your senior year.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. Like you only got a year to wear it.
Right.
Like if you get it early on, you have a lot more reason to wear it.
Yeah, I guess you probably wore the sleeves off of yours, basically.
Yeah, I got my freshman year because I lettered in golf.
You lettered in golf.
I'm still playing golf, so it
you
worked
are
out
still
well.
Playing golf.
I'm actually getting way better at golf now than I was back then.
And actually, theoretically, if you want to squint, you did get paid to play in a golf tournament with our company. Like you were on the clock. So theoretically, if you want to squint, you're a professional golfer.
That's what I'm trying to say. Right. LPGA, call me up.
Give her a ring.
I need to knock like 10 strokes off my game, and I can go.
10?
Probably about 15.
I was gonna say. I feel like those women on the LPGA tour.
Oh yeah,
really
they're really good.
And I have no doubt that you're pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm nowhere close
to that. I feel like the difference between you and like the 100th best golfer.
In
the LPGA is pretty sizable.
Yes. 110%.
Anyway, Cowboy Fight Never Dies.
Congratulations to Coppell. That was one of our spotlight games. Big win.
And
really big win.
We're not going to talk a ton about them. It's not really on the rundown. They kind of whipped them.
Yeah, I was just going to say there was not.
Kind of weird.
They came out hot and they didn't let off the gas. Like Louisville put up a good fight, but
our friend Mike Roach was at the game. And he was texting me and he's like, "Dude, this is not like an accident. Like they're beating them."
Yes. Yeah, we were looking, and then we started talking to a bunch of people at halftime on our show, and then when we went back and looked, I was like, oh, my God, they took a lead. All
right, how about we make a deal? I'll wear it through Monday Morning Fallout.
That's fine.
I can take it off when we talk to Eric Scoggin.
Maybe.
All right, hit the theme, Expo. Pickle! Did the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Louisville, Texas. It's Texas Football Today. A show just wearing clothes like a normal dude. Just dudes wearing clothes. They found in his closet. I had to dig this stupid letter jacket out from deep in the closet. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you'll listen to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good, also wearing a jacket. It's just jacket day. She's the Duchess of the Dork. She's Ashley Pickle.
It's a flannel.
Look at us. We're just two jacket-wearing folks.
I'm wearing a flannel. You're wearing a leather jacket. We are not the same.
I don't know. It kind of feels like exactly the same.
Hi, friends.
Today is Monday, October 2nd, 2023. 52 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to... Ugh, bad day of birthdays.
Oof.
Sting.
Oh, nice.
Sting is 72.
That's not a bad birthday.
Sting is 72. I always thought my uncle kind of looks like Sting.
That's a statement.
You remember my Uncle Don? He's been in the comments sometimes.
No, I know of your Uncle Don. I've never seen what he looks like.
Looks like Sting.
From what I know about Uncle Don, that checks.
It's episode 1662. On today's show, folks, big show. We're going to overreact to football weekend and Monday Morning Fallout. A lot to overreact to. Even though week 6, it's always the ones that sneak up on you.
Dude, we had nothing but banger gains on Texas football tonight.
We will talk through the weekend in Monday Morning Fallout. Then we'll be joined by the head coach of the El Paso Bel Air Highlanders. Coach Eric Scoggin will join us. We're going way out west, the 915, to talk with the head coach of the unbeaten 6-0 Bel Air Highlanders. Coming off of another big win on Friday night, we'll talk with Coach Scogin. Then back half of the show, we're going to unveil the Week 7 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press State Rankings. So stay tuned for all of that fun stuff. Do we have first four through the door?
Sure do. Big jiggly water balloons, yep. Daniel Agnew, Aaron Arbuckle, and Coach Terry Crawford.
Let me tell you something.
Welcome in, fellas.
Let me tell you something about one of the names that you just mentioned.
Coach Terry Crawford.
Well, no.
Okay.
I like him.
I do too.
Another one of the names you mentioned, because I ran the show on Friday, we were on tape, was dancing on the grave of Free Money.
Oh, that rules. Y'all pulled that out when I wasn't here?
He was just in the comments dancing
darn
on the
it.
grave of Free Money. And I'm here to tell you, that guy sucks. Anyway. Pickle. Let me just adjust my collar. These collars are huge. God, look at these collars. This is too much collar. Let's agree. Can we agree that's too much collar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's giving Dracula vibes.
It's like unwieldy.
It's giving Dracula.
Is unwieldy collar. With my unwieldy collar, Pickle, hit the air raid sign. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout, of course, when we overreact to the football weekend, and for a slow week of football, right? Mm-hmm. Slow week, in quotations. Sure didn't feel like it.
No, not at all.
Feel like we're I'll be honest, rolling in here, like when I left on Friday, I was like, all right, here come the games. Like, might have to do some stretching to get Monday Morning Fallout put together. Nope. Pretty easy, actually, this week.
I was going to say, I called that last week, too. I was like, it's always the weeks that we think that they're going to be awesome, and then it flubs, and then the weeks that we're, like, scrounging for what we think are going to be good games, it's just banger after banger.
Let's start with my opening thought. Let's talk about gaps. We are now 6 weeks into the Texas high school football season, 5 weeks into the Texas college football season. And this is a good time to take a step back. God, these collars, oh, God, it's terrible. Time to take a step back and look at the landscape and see where we can draw some lines of demarcation. And talk about, because I think we talk about this a lot, as far as stacking teams up. Where is the gap? There's going to be teams that have established themselves as elite, and then there's like a line, and then there's a gap, whether it's a small gap or a large gap, however it is. Which way does it go, right? Where is that gap? So here's what I want to do, Pickle. Let's start with college. Pickle, where's the gap in the Big 12?
Oh, man. Right now, it's Texas, maybe Oklahoma, and then everybody else.
I think it's Texas and OU, right?
Yeah.
We'll find out more this week, but I think Texas and OU, and the gap is there.
I think Texas is better than OU. We'll figure that out. But after that, it's just straight plummet down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a big middle, and honestly, it's like a big bottom middle.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, the middle's not very strong,
Right. But
to be honest.
I think that right now in the Big 12, the gap is after the second spot.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the gap in Class 6A?
I mean,
obviously, they're going to divide into 6A D1 and 6A D2.
Mm-hmm.
But I would suggest to you that right now, I feel like it's Duncanville and North Shore.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
Now, DeSoto will have something to say about it down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, and they do look like the favorite in my mind in the Division II bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, if you were to ask me where the line of demarcation is in Class 6A, I'd say it's after, and we'll have the rankings soon, but I think it's after Duncanville and North Shore. I think it's too deep.
Which I feel like will be solidified after this week because Duncanville's playing Waxahachie, which is another really good DFW-based program, and then North Shore has Humble Summer Creek, the 10th ranked. So it's interesting. I think that we'll know even more this week if they go out and really just crush good opponents.
Where is it in 5A D1?
I have no earthly idea.
Is it after 1?
Yeah, honestly.
Is it after Aledo?
Because they are rolling. And the normal contenders to them, like a Denton Ryan, have completely fallen off.
Longview, Mansfield, Timberview, Port Arthur Memorial, all good teams.
Yeah.
But
nowhere near touching Aledo
right now. It doesn't feel like they're in that same weight class. Here's where it gets fun. Where is it in 5A D2? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So our rankings last week, Melissa, Frisco, Emerson, Montgomery Lake Creek, Midlothian Heritage, Texas High, P&G, South Oak Cliff, Fort Penn Marshall, Lovejoy, and Belton.
Yeah.
Melissa certainly looks like the best, but I don't know if I would put them head and shoulders above everybody else.
No, I was just going to say, this is one where
like
the gap is narrowed. It's definitely narrowed.
I think you could, if you want to draw it between Fort Penn Marshall and Lovejoy, like between 8, maybe you could. I think you can talk me into that.
Or even including Lovejoy and dropping it between Belton.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
But it's definitely not out of those first 8 for sure.
4AD1. Maybe after we like last week we had China Spring at 5. That's Chapel Hill, Bernie, Salina, Anna, and China Spring.
I would say the gap is between Anna and China Spring.
Okay.
I like China Spring, but I think there's a gap.
Better? Okay. 4AD2. It's long been Carthage, but like I don't know. They have not looked like the most dominant power.
Mm-mm.
And there's plenty of other good teams. Belleville is rolling teams.
I think Wimberley looks really good.
So there's a gap there. Like the gap is certainly not at the very top like it is. 3AD1, I think there's, and this is with all due respect, I think it's 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's between 4 and 5. The top 4 are Franklin, Columbus, Malakoff, Hitchcock.
Yep.
Right now, where I sit, October 2nd, I'd be surprised if one of those 4 didn't win the state championship.
Yeah, Hitchcock. Did you see any of their game against Salado?
By the way, that's no knock on Winsboro, but yeah, Hitchcock did mean things.
There's a reason that Lloyd Jones instantly got an offer from Tech.
Witnessed a mean things. What 382? Are you comfortable drawing it with Gunner and Canadian?
Yep.
Okay. I could be talking to Tidehaven. I'll say that.
Tidehaven has looked incredibly dominant. I don't think that they're still on the same level yet.
281. Timpson and Refugio in the field?
Yeah. I was higher. I am interested in Toller. I was higher on Toller earlier on.
Interested in Stratford, too. 2AD2. This is where it gets interesting. Because right now, last week we had Albany, Martin, Newhome, Chilton, Collinsville, Sunray, Lovelady.
Yeah, because, Sunray's 6 right now, and Sunray looks like a machine. They look like an absolute machine. What Armando Luan went off.
All that's to say, right now is a good time to take stock of where we're at and where you would draw those gaps personally. It's an interesting thought exercise as we head into the real back half of the regular season. Game of the week. Baylor 36, UCF 35.
Much needed win.
Baylor was DED dead.
Yes.
This game was over. There was like 4 minutes left in the third quarter. They were down 4 touchdowns.
It looked over after the first quarter.
But they stormed back, much needed, and found a way to win this game. And they did it despite, I'll be honest, I was watching this game. I flipped it over when it got close.
Mm-hmm.
And when this play happened, I was like, Baylor, it was all for naught. This is a team of destiny. UCF's going to win this game. This is I think one of the most incredible plays I've ever seen.
McClain running out of time. What do you got? McClain! He's still on his feet. Oh my goodness! It's caught! Unbelievable!
I don't know who that announcer is, but he's like manic.
Yes.
And I kind of love it. It was a great call, but like the most absurd 4th and 16 conversion you'll ever, or 4th and 13, whatever it was. I got 16 yards.
It was the moment that he ran into the end zone that
Yes.
you're going, what are you doing? Stop running backwards.
Shocking play, but Baylor survives in one of the wildest games of the year and gets maybe saves their season.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe saves their season.
Or at least saves Dave Aranda's job for the rest of the season.
Am I overreacting? Is Armando Luan going to break the state's career passing record?
Dudes that rule.
Follow me on this, okay? Right, he's already the first quarterback in Texas to break the 2,000-yard mark this year. He's over 2,000 yards passing, okay? He's at 8,911 career passing yards. That is right now 73rd all time in UIL 11-man passing. 73rd. And he's halfway through his junior season.
Yeah.
The record is 14,408. Hunter Lyle at Booker. For his career, and this includes his freshman year where he was not throwing as much as he is now, Armando Luan at Sunray is averaging 307 passing yards per game. Okay? Which means he would need to play 18 more games at that rate to break the record. Okay? He's got at least 4 more this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's got at least 10 next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they would need to, again, we're working on this pace.
Advance to the regional semifinal.
Got to stay healthy. But they need to win 3 playoff games in the next 2 years. And he's got a real chance at it. And that, by the way, is not if he doesn't increase his pace.
Yes.
So something to keep an eye on for the next 15 months. Armando Luan at Sunray is legit threatening.
He's awesome.
It's time for the Dudes Rock Dude of the Week. For
Just
the
Dude of
dudes
the
who
Week.
rocked the most. Hashtag Dudes Rock is where you can find it. And this week's Dudes Rock Dude of the Week is a dude that we want to honor for rocking. Our Dudes Rock Dude of the Week. Hashtag Dudes Rock.
All of that in a letter jacket is just...
Is Fort Worth Arlington Heights wide receiver and defensive back Keith Guidry. Keith Guidry had 1 catch for 68 yards and a touchdown. He had a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown, and he had a 72-yard punt return for a touchdown. Large bills only for Keith Guidry.
Touched the ball 3 times, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
In 3 different fashions.
Congratulations to our hashtag Dudes Rock Dude of the Week, Fort Worth Arlington Heights wide receiver and defense back Keith Guidry. It's time for Tepper's Play of the Week. Let's go to the Iowa Colony Stafford game. A kind of an unexpected banger.
Mm-hmm.
Give Stafford a ton of credit. They controlled this game for a lot of it. But Iowa Colony roars back to win it, thanks in large part to the heroics of running back Aaron Tenner, and who better to take us through this than our own Trevor Bullard.
Let's go, D!
Little pitch out. Staying on his feet. Nice cutback. Now cutting up to the center of the field is Tenner. Tenner staying on his feet.
Oh my God!
Look at this run. Aaron Tenner is gone. Holy cow. 80 yards, and we're an extra point away from a tie.
I agree, Trevor Bullard. Holy cow. And in that moment where they really needed a big play.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is better than you can hear a lady in the background on the crowd mic going, "Oh my God!" That rocked.
Pretty good. Iowa Colony running back Aaron Tenner, our play of the week. Quick break for a hot take. That'll probably do it for Dana Dimmel.
I hate to say it,
UTEP.
but
I hate to say it because we like Dana Dimmel a lot.
We do.
But
it's just not working.
They fall down. They fall to Louisiana Tech 24-10 at home to drop to 1-5 on the year. 0-2 in conference play. They are down 14-0 like before you like turn the game on. This is a team that's offense is really struggling right now. And I hate to say it, but like they just look kind of listless. And they look like they're in need of a jolt. Dan Dimmel's done great work there. That's probably it for him. I can't see, unless they really rally here in the back half of the schedule, I can't see how they make a bowl. And if they don't make a bowl, I think that's probably it for him. Now, it's time for the of the week. Bastrop 41, Kerrville Tivy 22. Someone explain this to me. So we just got done talking about how Kerrville Tivy knocked off Liberty Hill. Looked really good doing it. 34-28. Looked fantastic. Great win. And then they go, in a game they're picked to win by the computer by 22 points, they end up losing by 19. And suddenly, what looked like a district that they were going to be right in the thick of it for the title, now it's like San Antonio Piper, San Antonio Veterans Memorial, step right up. It is a bizarre district. 13-5A Division II is already a bizarro district. And a lot of interesting games this week, too, including Liberty Hill and San Antonio Veterans Memorial, to kind of sort that out. Now it's time for our wild stat of the week. And I'd like to draw your attention to the secret District of Doom. Okay? Because when you think of the District of Doom, you're thinking of
11-6A.
11-6A. Absolutely.
19-6A.
Absolutely. 21-6A. They got 4 state-ranked teams, right? Maybe in yesteryear, Burleson, Centennial, Denton, Ryan, and Aledo, right? Nah, y'all are all wrong. Let me take you to 4-1A Division 2. Okay? The combined record through non-district for these 4 teams, Loop, Klondike, Southland, and Wilson, a combined 20-3.
Jeez.
They are 20-3. Southland has a loss to Amherst, state-ranked and undefeated. Wilson has a loss to Lorenzo, who's having a nice little year. And Klondike has a loss to Jayton, who's a state-ranked undefeated team.
They're 5-1. Klondike's really good.
This district is loaded. Absolutely loaded. 4-1A Division II, the low-key District of Doom. And now it's time for the Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him, Player of the Week.
And now, the Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him, Player of the Week.
What's up, y'all? It's Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, here at my house, watching my Dallas Cowboys take on the New England Patriots. Go Cowboys. And I got the Week 6 Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him award winner. And the winner, the Week 6 Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him award winner, is none other than Hitchcock quarterback Lloyd Jones III. In Saturday's win over Salado, Lloyd Jones III had 302 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and he added a touchdown on the ground. Congratulations, Lloyd. You, sir, have got that dog in you.
This has been the Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him Player of the Week.
Congratulations to Lloyd Jones III, the recipient of the Week 6 Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him Player of the Week.
I genuinely hope that one of Stepp's neighbors walked out and just heard him go, "Congratulations, sir. You, sir, have that dog in you."
You have my attention, Honeygrove. So Honeygrove bodied previously unbeaten Alba Golden. We had Shane Fletcher, the head coach at Honeygrove, on the show. Do you know what their motto is this year?
I don't.
No points, no punts. No points, no punts, which is a great motto.
That rocks.
Pickle, do you know how many points they've given up this year?
None.
0. Do you know how many times they've punted this year?
I'm going to assume none.
I confirmed last night with Shane Fletcher, 0 punts this year.
Well, if you're going to have a motto.
Now, he did admit to me He did admit to me, he goes, there were probably a couple of times I should have, but I can't bring myself to do it. That rocks, and Honeygrove has my attention. Keep an eye on the Warriors. Get excited for Texas OU.
Yeah.
And
there's reason to be excited for this one, not outside of just normal
the biggest
reason.
Texas OU game since...
Man, a long time.
08? 09?
Probably.
Right? I mean, it's been a minute since both teams were really cooking.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute since they were both undefeated. It's been a minute since they were both nationally ranked.
Yeah, and it's almost even a little bit more enticing too, just because of how it went last year. Oklahoma getting blanked last year adds to the excitement of it.
I would also throw in there that I feel like the winner of this game has to feel really good about their playoff chances.
Oh yeah.
Because if you win this game, it's obviously a signature win. And then, let's say, hypothetically, there's a rematch in the Big 12 title game. Hypothetically. A lot of green between here and there.
Oh, yeah.
But you could probably take a loss and still get into the playoff. If you go 12-0, and then you lose, and you pull the TCU.
Yeah, because they're already picking teams for the playoffs at that point.
I think Saturday is a really important game. Final thought. It's time to lock in. I mentioned it earlier. We're into week 7 of the Texas high school football season. We're into week 6 of college football. If you are on the fence, if you are somebody who is not whole hog into football right now, now is the time. You haven't missed anything. I feel like right now, if you want to check in, you're good.
Yep.
After this, especially on the high school ranks, you're going to need some catching up. You're good right now. If you want to check in right now, and this is the moment where you become football guy or football gal, this is the time to do it. But now, right now, as we head into October, it's the time to lock in. That is my final thought on Monday Morning Fallout. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, we will hear from the head coach of the unbeaten El Paso Bel Air Highlanders, Coach Eric Scoggin. But first, a word from these valued goods and services.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Come on, get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's go west. Way west. About as far west you can go and still be in the state of Texas. We're pleased to be joined by the head coach of the 6-0 El Paso Bel Air Highlanders. It's Coach Eric Scoggin. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me on today.
How are things in beautiful El Paso, Texas?
Man, the weather's always great here. It's pretty much sunny throughout the year and can't complain. Having a great day today. The temperatures are starting to drop below 100, so it's always nice when that happens.
Well, you guys have plenty of reason to be feeling good these days. It's 6-0.
Yep.
And I am curious, we flash back to 2019. You take over as head coach. And in your first 3 years there was COVID year in there, obviously, but you guys win a combined 6 games over the course of that year. Now, for the second consecutive year, you guys have started 6-0. What has been the difference between the program that you inherited back in 2019 and the program that you're building and into a contender now?
Yeah, when we took over in 19, the job was open for a reason, right? It was a very down program, hadn't had a lot of success. I believe when we took over, they'd had 5 winning seasons in 27 years. We knew it was going to be a slow process. It wasn't going to happen overnight at all. We knew we were going to, win some games. We were going to lose some games, but it was going to be a process, no doubt, and a lot slower than we would have liked. And I'm not going to use COVID as an excuse, but that set pretty much everybody back. And but it just took a lot of rebuilding, changing the culture, changing the mindset. Not just the X's and O's, but just the social, emotional side of our kids and how they respond to adversity and whatnot. And so now we're starting to turn that corner. Now we're doing our best to sustain the success that we had last year. And but again, our culture's just shifted. Our locker room's better. We got a great staff that they do a heck of a job preparing the kids week in and week out, and the kids have totally bought in. And there's more buzz and excitement now about Bel Air football here in El Paso. And, we have a lot more interest now. So that sure does help.
You guys had gone through non-district play at 5-0, but then last week taking on a 4-1 good Hanks team, and you guys kind of put it on them, 48-25 with the win. What was the key for you guys this past week to get, let's be honest, the game, the most important win of the season so far?
Right. Yeah. Every week is game of the week to us. We take everybody seriously, and we do. It's all about us and how we play and how we respond to adversity throughout a game. And but every week it's the same. Our objective is to go 1-0 a week and, play great defense, continue to play great defense, and take care of the football and get takeaways and continue to get better on offense. And, this last week we played a really well-coached Hanks ball club, and we came out flat. Surprisingly, we came out flat on offense. We just, pretty much we run a fast tempo, high octane type offense, score a lot of points, move the ball a lot. And, they did a great job. They had a really great game plan. But part of it was we just, I know this is going to sound cliche, but we just were asleep and we had to wake up. And sure enough, we did. We came out in the second half and played our brand of football and the way that we're capable of playing. But we just got to be a lot more consistent on offense and continue to play good defense. We're improving in the kicking game, and again, but it's all about the team that we're playing that week.
Talking to Eric Scoggin, head coach of the El Paso Bel Air Highlanders here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, one of the you said you guys woke up and got into your game, and one big part of your game is QB1 Noah Moreno, who
right.
454 yards, 7 touchdowns passing. That will play. The numbers are impressive. The tape is fun to watch. You're the guy who gets to see him every day in practice and in the hallways and in the locker room. What is it about your quarterback, Noah Moreno, that sets him apart?
Just how he handles the game, his preparation. Our offensive coordinator, Quevin Redding, does a heck of a job preparing our kids, as does our defensive coordinator and special teams guy. But our offensive coordinator spends a lot of time with them, a lot of film time. He understands the game. He's gotten a lot more invested into the system and knowledgeable of the system, and it shows. He's a leader. He's a true leader of the team, and is a smart kid, and he makes good decisions. I think he only has like 2 interceptions, I believe, on the season, and I promise you, those keep him up at night. That kid wants to take care of the ball. He wants to do things right. But again, it's just all attributed to his time put into the job.
On the other side of the ball, you guys have, last year good defense, gave up about 22 points a game. You guys apparently were not satisfied with that. You guys have basically cut that in half through the first part of the season. What is it on the defensive side that has you excited?
Just their effort. The guys they're very athletic, man. They line up right, and that's a big key. You got to line up right. But then they get to the football. There's a lot of hustle, a lot of effort, a lot of energy on that side of the ball. We have some really good senior leadership on that side. And again, our defensive coordinator does a heck of a job week in and week out preparing them.
And then finally, Coach, I want to talk to you a little bit about your district. This is a district out there, 1-5A Division I, where you guys, pole position right now, but that can change in a hurry. You guys got a big game this week against an East Latha team that I think would be, I think we may agree, is better than their record indicates. When you take a look at District 1-5A Division I, from your perspective, I'm interested in what you see.
They're all good. Like I said, every week's a big game, and anybody can be beat. Without a doubt, and it's very competitive. Del Valle, Parkland, they're playing really good football, and you're right, Isleta, they might be sitting at 2-4, but their record is not indicative of the type of team that they have. They're well coached. There's some really good players. I know Coach Martinez's son, Evan Martinez, is a heck of a ball player, and he plays in all three phases: offense, defense, kicking game. Is an outstanding player, outstanding young man, and we know it'll be a good test for us.
They're the talk of El Paso right now. It's Big Red football, the Bel Air Highlanders, and their head coach, Eric Scoggin. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the hot start, and best of luck this week against East Latha.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me.
So there he goes, Eric Scoggin, head coach. The Bel Air Highlanders out there in El Paso. 6-0. They
awesome.
They went to 7-0 last year before they ran into who did they run into, Greg? Parkland. They ran to Parkland. That's going to be the real test, right? They're going to be favored this week, in my opinion, against East Latha. Then they get an open date, and then they're at Parkland. And if they want to really turn El Paso on their head, you go and you beat the Matadors. Like that, to me, they go Parkland, and they play Clinton Horizon. I think they're better than Clinton Horizon. And then they finish at Del Valle. And though, they can certainly set up a district championship game if they can hold serve and they can get a win over Parkland in a couple of weeks. But that would be huge for them for a Bel Air program that he mentioned it. They were down. They were a program that before, he took over an 0-10 ball club. Like they were 0-10 in 2018. And they had had one winning season since 2010. And now he's got them 6-0. And rolling, playing really good. And that Noah Moreno can spin it. So.
Yes, he can. I saw him back in 2021. Yep.
They got something cooking there at Big Red. We appreciate Bel Air head coach Eric Scoggin. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, the exclusive, shocking reveal of the Week 7 Dave Campbell's Texas Football statewide Texas high school football rankings. But first, let's find out who the Ozarka Fueled by Nature Team of the Week. No, I'm sorry. No. The other one. Let's find out who's up for the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football, in conjunction with the TaxAct Texas Bowl, is proud to give the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week award, presented by Kroger, to the most deserving high schooler in the state of Texas. Each week, TexasFootball.com announces 10 candidates for that week's award based on the previous week's on-field performance. Congratulations to this week's 10 nominees. Fans, be sure to vote for the player you believe should be the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week at TexasFootball.com. Voting closes Friday at noon, with the winner announced shortly after on TexasFootball.com. Thanks to Kroger and the TaxAct Texas Bowl for their continued support of Texas high school football and the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week award.
Back here on Texas Football Today, and Ashley, there's one last thing to do today, and that is to unveil the official Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press Texas high school football state rankings for Week 7. Dave Campbell's Texas Football has put out the state's most respected high school football rankings for decades and is the official rankings provider of the Associated Press. So these are the Texas high school football rankings of record. If you see like a game and it's got like a number next to a team, that's
Those
these
are
rankings.
it.
That's this. It's the spreadsheet that I'm looking at. The Dave Campbell's Texas football staff puts it together every Sunday. So if you want to yell at us and to make an impact, you got to do it before Sunday because that's when we get together and talk about
Correct.
it. There were a lot of open dates. I will warn you guys.
Not a
lot of
whole
open
lot of
dates.
shift.
So if you're looking for like seismic shifts,
Probably not going to find it.
maybe not find it, but certainly some movement. We'll start with Class 6A. In Class 6A, there's a couple of things to change. No changes up until you get to number 15. Pflugerville-Weiss really struggled with Temple, and as a result, we dropped them from number 15 to 18. That nudges Houston, Lamar, Dickinson, and Willis up a couple of spots. Sheldon C.E. King crashes out of the rankings at number 21 after their loss to Galena Park North Shore. Rockwall moves up to 21. Prosper moves up to 22. Dripping Springs moves up to 23. We kept Katy Jordan at 25th. We thought that they put up a really good fight against Katy, and a one-score loss to a top 8 team in the state we think is worthy of being staying at the 25 spot. But there was one spot open, and would you look at that? The state-ranked Coppell Cowboys, 24th in the Dave Campbell's Texas Football 6A rankings.
What a time
they
to be
cracked
alive.
the rankings. Look at that. Little old ding-dong Coppell, 24th in the 6A. Let's go to 5A. 5A Division 1. Yeah, last week, same as this week. Entirely unchanged. There were 4 idle teams. Longview, Smithson Valley, PSJ North, and Forney all had the week off, but everyone else was a winner, mostly by large margins. Keep an eye on Red Oak, though. They survive a scare from Colleen Shoemaker. We keep them at 7 for now. 5A Division 2, yep, same thing. Everyone's a winner. Melissa, Midlothian Heritage, and Lovejoy were all off, but everyone else was a winner. Montgomery Lake Creek, did you see this? They got a huge scare from winless Montgomery.
Yep.
You want to talk about a rivalry game, you throw out the record books. They got a huge scare, but they survived. They stay at 3 for now, but keep an eye on them. Port Neches Groves, no hangover for them. They get a big win over Texas City. On to 4A. 4A Division 1, there's a couple of changes here as a couple of teams end up crashing, or one team ends up crashing out. The number 7 team in 4A Division 1 ends up crashing out, who I can find here in a second because for some reason my spreadsheet froze. But the top 6 are entirely unchanged. Chapel Hill, Bernie, Salina, Anna, China Spring, and Kilgore, all the same. It was number 10 Hereford who falls out of the rankings after their loss to Canyon West Plains. In their place, Brownwood drops from number 7 to number 10 with their close loss to Stephenville. As a result, Iowa Colony and Stephenville each move up a spot to 7 and 8 respectively. And back into the rankings, the El Campo Ricebirds at 3 and 2 jump back into the rankings at number 9. Over to 4A Division 2. Where the number 10 team in the state, Madisonville, falls out of the rankings. That is the only change, as number 10 is now filled by the Monahans Lobos. Chino Navarrete and company are now state ranked at number 10. They grab the 10th spot in the 4A Division 2 rankings, vacated by Madisonville, who lost to Columbus. Speaking of Columbus, let's go to 3A. 3A Division 1, the top 7 are entirely unchanged. Franklin, Columbus, Malakoff, Hitchcock, Winsboro, Paradise, and Edna. But there were some changes down at the bottom as number 8 Yoakum drops out of the rankings with their loss to Waco La Vega. In their spot, Brock moves up to number 8. Pottsboro, still unbeaten, moves up to number 9 after a wild shootout win over Mineola. And back into the rankings, I believe the first time this year, the Muleshoe Mules are state ranked at number 10. They are 6-0 with a win over Brownfield. 3A Division 2. Little bit of movement here. Number 4 Wall loses to Mason.
Talk to your children about unbeaten Mason.
It is, but we'll talk about what this does for 3A Division 2. We crash Wall out of the rankings. As a result, everybody nudges up a spot after that. Hooks up a spot to number 4, Newton to number 5, Troop number 6, Poth number 7, Bells number 8 ahead of their big-time matchup of unbeatens with Gunner. 9 is Holiday, and into the rankings, the Littlefield Wildcats grab the number 10 ranking in the state at 4 and 1. To 2A we go. 2A Division 1, Crickets. Not a thing to see here. I need to adjust that graphic because those aren't new teams. Those are entirely unchanged. Everyone was a winner or off. Hawley, Sonora, and Holland were all off this week. The top 10 entirely unchanged. And the same goes for 3A Division 2, or 2A Division 2, rather. Albany, Mart, New Home, Chilton, and Collinsville, your top 5. The top 10 entirely unchanged in both 2As. Meanwhile, let's go to 1A. To the 6-man ranks. Number 9, May, kind of takes it on the chin this past week, and as a result, they fall out of the rankings. May got really dominated by Oglesby. They fall out of the rankings. In their spot, jumping back up to number 9, is the unbeaten Warriors of Miami. They are the 9th-ranked team in the state now, grabbing the number 9 spot in the 1A Division II rankings. Everything else entirely chalky. 1A Division II, speaking of chalk, it doesn't get any chalkier than this. Every team was a winner with the exception of Cherokee and Richland Springs, who are both idle ahead of their big rivalry clash this week. Watch this space. And the private school ranks. We made a change in the 11-man ranks. Bel Air Episcopal's dominant win over Episcopal School of Dallas is good enough for us to vault them up to the number 2 spot, jumping over 5-1 Dallas Christian, who did take care of business against rival Fort Worth Christian. And on the private school 6-man ranks, Austin Hill Country gets beat by Jonesboro. They fall out of the number 3 from the number 3 spot. As a result, Conroe Covenant moves up to the number 3 spot. Bastrop Tribe Consolidated moves up to number 4. And new to the rankings, the East Texas Homeschool Chargers, now state ranked at number 5, unbeaten at 5-0. So there it is, the Week 7 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press Texas High School Football Rankings. You can find the complete rankings at texasfootball.com/rankings. There you have it. Like I said, a lot of idols, a lot of open dates, but a little bit of movement here and there. And there are some teams, newly ranked teams, that will be celebrating their rankings this week. So there you have it. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
If you haven't checked out TexasFootball.com this weekend, there is a ton of college content uploaded. A lot of stuff happening in the small schools. Corey Hogue had quite a few articles come out. So if you haven't caught up on all your college football stuff and overreacted to the college football weekend, you can still do that.
A lot of college stuff there. And they've got a new kind of recap episode of Republic of Football in the Republic of Football feed. So go check that out. That is going to do for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to El Paso Bel Air head coach Eric Scoggin for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.